Hi, my name is S. Rajesh Kumar. I am an assistant professor of English. This today's topic is McArthur's Circle or Wheel of World Englishes. This video lesson is part of a series of lessons on MA English ELT. To understand the spread of English language and its diversity and English varieties, so the two most influential models are frequently cited. They are Kachru's Three Circles of English and Tam McArthur's Wheel Model or Tam McArthur's Circle of World Englishes. So we already discussed Kachru's Three Circles of English model. Now we are gonna discuss Tam McArthur's Wheel Model or a Circle of World Englishes. So who was Tom McArthur? So he was born in 1938 and died in 2020. He was a Scottish linguist, pioneering linguist, and he was the founder of the journal English Today. English Today is an academic journal. It was founded by Tam McArthur. And this model visualized English varieties as spokes on a wheel with a central standard English. So in the center we see a WSE, World Standard English. So here this framework aim to visualize the global spread and diversity of English. So his work helped legitimate the study of non-native and regional varieties of English, challenging the dominance of traditional standard norms. So here, this model conceptualizes the global varieties of English as a diagram resembling wheel. So in this we see wheel. In next slide we see the wheel of the MacArthur's model. So in the center we see world standard English, and it's surrounded by regional and popular varieties radiating outward, and it's surrounded by a middle ring and also an outer ring or spokes of the wheel. So let's move to the next slide to understand the complete model of MacArthur's. So this MacArthur's model is often depicted as wheel or circle. So it comprises three concentric layers or concentric circles. So what is a concentric circle? Concentric circles are those which have the same, which share the same center but have different radii are called concentric circles. So here we also see concentric circles. So let's see first circle. This is the center. So this is the center. So this center is an idealized written form of English. We see this is internationally intelligible. So this is internationally intelligible, and it's a standard written English. So here this center does not tied up with any nation. This is a neutral. Okay, so this is the center. From this center we see middle ring. So in the middle ring there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 varieties standard English we see. So Australian, New Zealand, South Pacific Standard English, British and Irish, American, Canadian, Caribbean, and West, East, South African, and South Asian, East Asian. So these 8 are standard uh, English, standardizing forms of English are used in specific regions. So these are regional varieties. So these 8 are regional varieties. So we see American English, British English. So next in the outer ring, so this encompasses pidgins and pidgins, creoles and vernaculars. So here uh, we see Indian English in South Asian standardizing English or South Asian standard English. We see Indian English in that group. So here Indian English, Pakistan English, Bangladesh English, Nepal English, the South Asian standard English, which we see here are very similar to their English, but they also different. For example, we see Indian English is quite more different from Burmese English, and this uh, is it's not the circles are not here. We see the spokes are not permeable because uh, they are completely different. The boundaries are rigid. See uh, Caribbean English and Canadian English. So these two are completely quite different. So let's see MacArthur's wheel or circles in detail. Yeah, let's see the wheel or circle. So in the circle we see a center. This center is called World Standard English WSE. So this center of the wheel represents an idealized written form of English. So that is internationally intelligible. So this English can be understood by any person in the world. So that is internationally intelligible. So this is standard English. So here the MacArthur not tied this circle to any specific nation. Okay, not tied to any specific nation, but this circle represents a neutral global standard. So this is a global standard. Then we see middle ring in the wheel. So middle ring contains regional varieties or national standards and standardizing forms of English. So British Standard English, American Standard English, Australian Standard English, Caribbean Standard English, Canadian Standard English, etc. So these we see in the middle ring. Here MacArthur divided these circles based on geographical area. So here these all varieties, American, British, Australian, Caribbean, Canadian, these varieties, they serve as norms within their own context. So they are norm providing countries. So next, outer ring. So in the outer ring, we see spokes and a rim. So this outer ring extends from the center outward. We see spokes. So each spoke are representing geographically distinct varieties. So then this outer ring spokes holds non-standard popular English forms, including pidgins, creoles, and vernacular, localized English, so vernaculars. These outward varieties are less mutually intelligible with the standard in the center. So already I have told in the center we see world standard English. This outer rim, outward varieties, the varieties, English varieties in outer circle, outer ring are less mutually intelligible with the center. Yeah. So the lines separating variety segments are not permeable. So already I have told you while explaining the picture of the MacArthur's wheel. So the lines, for example, Caribbean and Canadian, the is uh, separated by a line or a segment. So that is not permeable, and the English we cannot move to the Caribbean from Caribbean to Canadian because both are quite different. They are not at all similar. So then degree of distinctiveness and context specificity increases as you move farther from the center. So when you move farther, when you move away from the center, distinctiveness and context, the specificity increases. So when you move from the center to the outward, the intelligibility decreases. Okay, so mutual intelligibility decreases towards the periphery. Periphery is outer rim or edge of the wheel. So when you move towards edge or outer rim from the center, the varieties which are in the outer rim or at the edge are creoles, pidgins, and vernaculars. So they lack, we other people in the center cannot understood the language of these people who are in outer rim. So creoles and pidgins are local varieties. So may not be easily understood by the speakers of the central standard. So WSE. Next, rigid boundaries. So boundaries between segments. So varieties, Caribbean, Canadian, British, American. So there are segments. We see 8 segments. So they are very clearly marked. Boundaries are clearly marked. So we see the little cross communication between some varieties, especially at the rim. Next, this model is not hierarchical. So, but organized mainly by geography and function. Already, I have told you that this wheel or circle organized mainly by geographical and based on the function. So, this wheel aims to represent unity and diversity. So, this is a summary of the MacArthur's circle of world Englishes. So in the center, we see WSE. So this center is not attached to any specific nation, and it doesn't mention any nation in the center. It's an idealized and standard written English. So that's world standard English. So we do not see any nation in the center. And next, middle ring. So in the middle ring, MacArthur's put national standards. For example, British, American, Australian, Canadian, and Caribbean. We see 8 varieties in this middle ring. Then spokes. So we have seen spokes to the wheel, which are attached to the center. These are geographically situated and have context specific varieties. Indian English, Nigerian English. So these are all geographically situated context specific varieties. And in the outer rim, we have non-standard Englishes. Example, creoles, pidgins, and vernaculars. Okay. Then boundary lines. So in boundary lines, there we see clear divisions and mutual intelligibility decreases toward the outer rim. When you move away from the center to the outer rim, the intelligibility decreases. So thank you for watching this video, and subscribe my channel for more videos on MA English topics.